The veneers are shaking. The crime stories are shaking. The cargo is shaking. Los Angeles is shaking. The presidential election is shaking. I don't know who's shaking, Lil Yachty or Caribou. I'm going to catch everybody up in 2 seconds since everybody's here. Okay, everybody's on live. I'm about to retell the story. Everybody's here. So I got hacked, everybody. We're here. We're on all the lives. Follow me on Twitch. Everybody hate Krissy. Follow me on YouTube. Everybody hate Krissy. Follow me on TikTok. Everybody hate Krissy. I'm telling the story of me getting hacked. So everybody stay tuned. So I got hacked. They hacked my Facebook page, my Meta Business Suites. They stole all of my money. This is my livelihood. So my life, I pray that it does not change drastically for the worse. Okay. What they've done is they've completely got into my page and affected my money. And there's a lot going on, you feel me, that I want to be able to talk to y'all about. So, that's what's going on with me. But hopefully if you know anybody at Meta, tell them to call me. But we're going to talk about tonight's conversation. That's what you guys want to talk about. I'll tell the hacker story at the end. Let's talk about tonight's conversation. So tonight's conversation is a show ran by Ace Metaphor. Ace Metaphor is a guy from Dayton, Ohio, right? And back in my day, baby, he was kind of lame, okay? Nice guy, beautiful gowns. He was sweet to everybody, but he was kind of lame. So with him being kind of lame, that means that he's got a certain level of power now. And that certain level of power, thank you, the people are talking about my money. They got a certain level of power now, and he's kind of, used that power against the people that he's worked with. So there's a bunch of people from my city in Dayton, Ohio that he's worked with that they have their money is being affected. They've been fired. A bunch of stuff is going on, and I'm going to explain all that to you guys. Okay. So there's something called pixel data, right? And pixel data is when, and he was the ad manager for a lady and he stole from her. So when you have pixel data, what ends up happening is you're able to, so say I have a business, right? I can use somebody else's pixel data, then go in, take their pixel data, and then I can use their followers, their revenue, like the traction that they're getting, and use it for myself. And that's what he ended up doing to this beauty brand in my city called Arcani Coil Care. This lady's name is Jerica. She's made millions and millions and millions of dollars. This Black lady. And everybody knows her. She's known for something called the Rub Challenge. Now, the Rub Challenge in Arcani Coil Care is you put it on your edges and they don't move. This was going viral like 2018, 2019, 2020, right? Everybody was using it. So, this was a big deal. Well, she hired Ace Metaphor from tonight's conversation on her as her ad manager. She said not only was he aggressive with her, he stole from her and Keita Rose. So they said what he would do is he would take their traction, because Keita Rose, if y'all know anything about her, she gets a lot of traction. Everybody follows her pages. I remember I was getting my hair done in Chicago, and the girl was watching her Love After Lockup reviews. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's from my city. Now, I remember Keita, and Keita is just how she is in real life. She's very, 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 she's kind of boisterous. You know what I mean? The girl's kind of loud. And the way that she is online is exactly how she is in person. So I remember, like, I'm already a loud girl, and I tend to kick it with other quiet girls, okay? Not that I want to be the loudest in the room, but her personality is amazing for television. She's born or made for television. So he ended up, they're into it, and he's posting a lot of tea. He's spilling a lot of tea, and he's saying what's really going on there. You know what I mean? What's really going on with them. And it's interesting because so basically with that pixel data, he went in their systems and stole their like customers. He would link onto their customers. Who are we talking about? And we're talking about Keita Rose in tonight's conversation. Then we're going to talk about Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. That's the tea was going on. So basically with that, Ace Metaphor, that is, in trouble. They're saying that he abuses his people. Now, on tonight's conversation, if you guys have seen it, is Trip Fontaine. Trip Fontaine is no longer in tonight's conversation. the card game that people, because this card game at first, my cousin used to be on it. Okay. Now, my cousin directly, let me know that he brought up Ace Metaphor's girlfriend and then he got kicked off. Okay. These are my nails. Yes. And so thank you, Chuko. And so he got directly kicked off when he showed the girlfriend. The girlfriend that he was with ended up breaking up with him because it was just too much. Now, why did the lady from Arcani Coil Care, the Jericho girl, end up telling me that she got in trouble with him when she brought up the girlfriend too? He did not like that when people bring up the fact that he's in a relationship. But they're like, you're running a relationship podcast. Why are you not allowed to bring up your relationship? That's awkward. That's weird. Well, the girlfriend, the lady who he was dating, she's low to the ground. I'm not necessarily going to expose her. But yes, I know everybody because I kind of grew up with them. Like, not grew up with them in the house, but I remember we was at this club called the Fox 2, and what he used to throw was like singers events. So people would come sing and they would get money for singing and stuff like that. And he would like host those. And they were poetry nights and they were jazz nights. And it was all types of nights down to that club. And it expanded to the card game. Now, this is somebody who Keita Rose has said has made $500,000 a show. And he's not paying his people. And let's talk about that. This is Tony Nails off tonight's conversation, who we're talking about. They're saying he doesn't pay his people. And it's not just women that are saying they're being financially abused. It's the men too. So he's not paying his people. He's pocketing all the money. And he's kind of telling them how rich he is. I'm about to buy this and I'm on vacation and I'm super duper rich and I got it popping. And with him getting it popping, the people that work for him were like, we're not getting it popping. We're not making the money that we're supposed to be making. So people are looking at their pockets and it's not adding up. They're also not getting the traction, you feel me, that they should be getting, because Trip Fontaine and Keita Rose. Now, Keita Rose, she's kind of able to have her own traction. Trip Fontaine, I've seen only a lot of his stuff reposted through tonight's conversation. And he said they're not tagging him. They're not tagging him. They're not giving him the recognition he deserves. So he's making all this traction, no revenue. What is that? Y'all see my face everywhere. And for what? You know what I mean? Nobody's saying anything to me about why my face is everywhere. Now, the Jericho lady, he also showed out at meetings for her. Let's see. Damn Diamond said he did the marketing for Arcani Edge Control. And she said the same thing. Greedy narcissist. Yeah. Let me tell the story with her. So she said they had board meetings, right? And she said that on the back end of these board meetings, he was cutting up. He was cutting up. He was embarrassing her down to the board meeting. And it made her have to fire him. And then he ended up somehow messing with her business on the back end. Stealing a lot of her, her pixel data. And then a lot was going on with Arcani Coil. See, Arcani Coil Care, they're supposed to be in Target. They're supposed to be in the right age. What she's doing is she's trying to create kind of a grassroots forever situation. So the people that work in her company, that work in her factory, they can eat forever. Because I'm like, okay, that's what people do. Excuse me, I'm taking off my splint. I broke my ankle, or I sprained my ankle. What people do is they have these small businesses, they sell them to the big businesses, right? She didn't do that because she wants her small people that work in her factory to be able to eat, because now it's coming out of Target's factory. Now it's coming out of the bigwigs factory. You don't need those small players anymore. Yeah, he was parking in the marketing money. But here's the thing about them saying about the Kitty Rose girl too. Let's talk about that. So I know Keita Rose, but when I first saw that Kitty Rose girl, I was like, why she got her name? Is that her cousin? And I was like, yeah, that's got to be her cousin. That's got to be somebody related to her. She had to have brought her on for her to have her whole name. And I said this in my video. First of all, y'all are never going to be seeing me sitting next to somebody named Everybody Loves, Everybody Hate, Everybody Kind to F with. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I would be like, what are we doing here? Because you don't need to have nothing close to my name for us to be sitting on the same panel, baby. Unless you're Chris Rock. I don't want to be sitting on no Everybody Love Krissy but me, okay? So I thought that was odd. Her real name is like Michelle or something. Michelle. That's not even her name. because her side dude has now come out. Okay. Her side dude has now come out. She's married. And Keita told the story about something that happened with her last husband. Now, let me regurgitate this story. This is C. Allegedly, according to Keita, that Kitty J. Rose girl got into it with her husband in Houston because she's really from Dallas. And when she got into it with the husband, they arrested her. She said they got into an altercation. Don't know if it was about a cheating sitch or something like that. And they got the tussling. Then she pulled out a gun. The gun went off. Now, according to the reports, nobody has passed away. Okay. They ain't say nothing about nobody passing away. So that's a good thing. But they did say that the cops came and arrested her and not him. So that should tell you a lot. If they did not arrest him, okay, then that lady's onto some things. Now, they said that she got 3, 4, 5 kids, couple baby daddies. They talking about she got 6 kids, 3, 4 baby daddies. And I'm like, okay, we have to watch as a community who we follow. Am I following the multimillionaire with the legit money all the way to my riches? Am I following the person with the good marriage all the way to me getting relationship advice? No, somebody said, Johnny Lewis said that whole show always had negativity was always on my negativity radar. Let me tell you, I never watched the show. I just watched the card game and they would ask questions and they had people from my city. So I would always see the commercial. But now that I know about that pixel data, I see why those ads were running so crazy. They had the ads from Keita Rose and they had the ads from Arcani Cool Care. I'm a girl. I'm going to have something from Dayton and I'm going to have some hair stuff in my algorithm. I'm going to have that in my algorithm. So the Keita J. Rose lady, her side dude is exposing her. He's saying that she wrote this long message when they was getting into it and, you know, why he broke up with her and stopped dealing with her. And she sent him a long apology letter, baby, basically saying I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have treated you like that. And she's been mum's the word about that. So the show was good. Yeah, I can see the show still being good. I know the people that work at it, and I don't want them to lose their jobs. I'm just here to spill the tea, okay? I'm just here to spill the tea. That's just it. That's all. So don't judge me. But so she went on live crying, said she had to go to her prayer closet, and Keita was making fun of her. And she said, you know, she was the type of person that, you know, it was one of those things where she was able to, you know, get in and do those type of things. You know, she's able to do those type of things because she got this clout and she tried to move everybody out the way. Her trying to move everybody out the way got it to a point of, you know, being able to, you know, her trying to move everybody out the way got it to a point of being able to deal with him, deal with Ace Metaphor, or maybe on a personal level. Like if he ain't got no real girlfriend, you could do what you want with him. Now, Kitty J is saying that she didn't do that. She's saying that she did not. She's saying she was not that type, and she was not doing that, and she was not dealing with him in that way, which could or could not be true because they saying she has a husband today. But when you deal with a man like that, you know what I mean? It's one of them things where you could, you know, you could be doing what you got to do in the back end to make sure your money is secure. You know what I mean? Okay, so real quick, we're going to pivot. We're going to take a quick pivot and we're going to go and we're going to talk about the Jeannie Mai and the Jeezy situation. Now, Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, this is a mess because they're saying that Jeannie Mai has called the police on Jeezy. Now, let me give you the backdrop to Jeannie and Jeezy. Jeannie and Jeezy, you know what I mean? He was engaged to his not first baby mama. He was engaged to his Ethiopian baby mama, East African. She's the mother of his daughter because he has a son. The son is by a black lady that used to work with Jeezy, right? So now he's working with the he was started being with Jeannie Mai. After that lady, he married that lady. So he was engaged to the Arabic lady for a really, really long time. He's engaged to the Arabic lady, never marries her. And, you know, they got this life together. And they were engaged for a minute. And I feel like he was only engaged to Jeannie Mai for like just like 2 years. And then they immediately got together. Now, here's the article. So we're going to see what she says. In Touch says Jeannie Mai showed up to the ex-husband Jeannie's house to collect boxes of personal items from the home they once shared, and she called the police after she was refused entry. Now, what's interesting about this, before I continue to go on, when they first broke up, Jeezy filed for divorce first. And do you remember that Jeannie Mai came on when he had that book release, and it was her on live, and they was praying for the dad? They praying for the dad, and they, doing all the prayers or whatever. And yeah, so they, she didn't know that he was done with her. So she forced the marriage. I don't know if she forced the marriage. I think he might have thought it was a good idea. He might have been thinking Asian lady submissive, but I watched The Real. So let's bring it all the way back there before we go into the divorce. On The Real, when she was married to that white man, Jeannie used to disrespect that white man. She used to disrespect the mess out of him. What was his name? He was so sweet. She was so rude to him. It was a time that he had gotten sick, and he had gotten real sick, and she was like kind of acting like he was being a baby. Like he's being a baby. He's da-da-da-da-da. And she called him a Mitch, like a male snitch. Freddie. Yes, she was being mean to Freddie. And she was like, if you're acting so sick, you're acting so helpless, go call your mom. And I remember on the show, he said something that changed me forever. He said, wow, it's crazy that like I got something to the mind of, it's crazy that I have a wife. I have a full-blown wife, and I have to call my mom for some comfort when I'm sick. So when he moved on to that white lady, I know he was like breath of fresh air. She actually wants to have a baby, and I'm sure she brings me a daggone bowl of soup when I'm not okay. Okay? So this is just some really, really, really like sad stuff. But that showed me, y'all thinking like, submissive Asian lady. Y'all think she's giving very much Karrueche Tran. She's giving Dragon Lady, and she told y'all that. She showed y'all that in her last marriage. My girl is a Dragon Lady. She's in there kind of cussing the dude out. Jeezy's a hood dude. He's not going for that. He's not going for nobody cussing him out. He's going to either bump or get close to choking you out. So he's got too much to lose, so he's just going to skate. He's going to skate. He's going to be like, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, yes, somebody's twin _ 1124 said, honey, Jeannie is Oakland Vietnamese, which is way different. Yeah, I used to live in the Bay Area. And so I know that is way different. That's harder, bigger, faster, stronger is what it is, okay? And so it's a lot more ghetto. She's a do nails in the garage. Like, this is somebody who will fight a dude. You know what I mean? But Jeezy ain't going for that. He thought he was getting the lady on The Real. And he's like, she's soft, she's a talk show host, she works in fashion, she's not going to be yelling too much, anything, she's going to be sweet as pie. And that lady was probably going off in her language when she felt like it, and Jeezy wasn't going for it. And by the time, and I think that she thought, okay, a black man, he's going to be able to handle my fire. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. A black man, when he thinks that you're supposed to be in a submissive role, is kind of going to want you to be a little bit more meek and mild, especially if you're from another race. He is not going to be expecting you to go off, because in their minds, they're like, I might as well have a black girl. They're like, I might as well have a black girl. You're going to be doing all that hooting and hollering. You might as well be able to make a little greens, a little fried chicken, a little collard greens, a little yams, a little slice of ham. And my girl can't do it. She's really Vietnamese. My girl is in there full bok choy. Okay, she is not about to, no, she's not with none of that. So that's what I'm saying. She played the role just to get the ring. Absolutely. And I really, truly think that she thought that he could handle her fire. And I think that he thought that she was going to be meek and mild. Neither were true. And that's why you really have to create a friendship and get deep with somebody and really get to know somebody when you get to that level. When you get to that level. So what was going on with that was really, really deep. And she was able to, get in. So let me tell you. So let's continue to read the article. According to the court documents obtained by In Touch, 46-year-old Jeannie said the drama with Jeezy started back in November 2024. Now, y'all would have to tell me when they got divorced. The exes initially settled the divorce in June 2024. Okay. So they got divorced before the summer, in the spring, and then it ended up going longer. A couple of months later, Jeannie said she had items that she needed to pick up from Jeezy's home in Georgia. And it said Jeezy's real name, Jay Jenkins, said that he placed Jeannie's property, which included her Emmy and other trophies, photos and handbags and shoes and items in boxes. The judge ruled that Jeannie could pick the items up within 21 days from Jeezy's home. However, okay, so all her stuff was at Jeezy's house, and she was supposed to go get it. And maybe did she not go get it in enough time? Let's continue to read the article. However, Jeezy asked the court to modify the court. Jeezy asked the court to modify the court due to him not feeling safe with Jeannie roaming around his house. Okay, so remember I told y'all my girl's a little aggressive, so he probably felt like she was finna do something to him, wrecking there, very much like I'm breaking everything, I'm bleaching all the stuff. I don't know if Jeannie's like that. She wasn't giving that with Freddie. She was giving aggressive, but she wasn't burning the house down, but she could be. She could be. And so Jeezy's lawyer said that the musician was perfectly fine with Jeannie coming to his residence to retrieve her personal property. And that's another thing about them living together that was an issue for Jeannie and Jeezy. She, one thing about people that are not necessarily American-based, they believe in, a lot of foreign families believe in multi-generational homes. The mama lived there, the aunt lived there, the uncle lived there. And that doesn't even go to like a race thing. That could go to cultural, because a lot of West Indians do it. The granny might live in a house part upstairs, the mama connected to the middle, and the kids somewhere, Africans do it. So she moved everybody in. Jeezy didn't like that. He moved everybody into his house. So he's like, your cousin, sister, brother, mama, aunt, everybody can't be here. And she's like, what you mean? That's what we do. Like, we all stay here. You about to take care of all of us. Bill's on you, right? Light bill on you. And Jeezy, so it's such a tongue twister. Jeezy was not going for that. He wasn't going for that, y'all. That was too much. That was too much for him. So let's continue to read. The rapper said that he had legitimate concerns about Jeannie being able to walk through the whole house. Jeezy does not feel safe having Jeannie in his home, given Jeannie's history of attempting to destroy Jeezy's career with misleading information. Okay, Jeezy would have no way of knowing if Jeannie is planting listening devices or cameras in his home. Now that I could see her doing. Do you remember at one point in Jeannie and Jeezy's relationship, she was trying to say that he had guns everywhere. And that was a point of contention in the court documents, that he had arsenal everywhere. And it was just given like, this is somebody that needs protection. Because you remember, one of the main things that came out of the Jeezy and Gucci Man beef was Jeezy, I'm going to start saying Young Jeezy because it's a tongue twister. Young Jeezy lost one of his friends. One of his friends' lives was lost behind that. And it was at the hands of Gucci Man. And Gucci was able to plead like self-defense. So this is somebody, who was really in the streets. They called him the snowman. And so with that, you're going to form some enemies over the years. Excuse me. He used to roll with Big Meech and them, BMF and them. Wild, crazy times. He don't know who won his head. He's going to have protection in there for you and the daughter. And if the whole family there, the whole family too, because you don't want to kidnap the mama, you got to go get her. Who's going to pay for that? It's not going, the real is over. You know what I mean? Whatever money Jeannie got, I hope she saved it, because I ain't seen her on TV in a minute outside the drama. And that's one of the reasons why I think that she was like kind of thinking that was her last nest egg. Marrying Young Jeezy, that was going to be it. That was going to be the thing that was able to take her over, And so with that, she was able to, accrue some kind of stability. And he ended up leaving her. That's why I know he left her. She thought that this was her stability. And then when he tried to kind of slander her, now he's saying, I don't even feel safe. You're going to be watching the girls I'm dating, because he's divorced now. You're going to be watching the girls I'm dating. You're going to be watching the camera. Oh, she's on a game show? Jeannie do got some bread. It says, she said, yes, that video her brother took entered into court evidence. Yes. So she got her peoples going over there taking pictures. And Jeezy's like, girl, no, you can't come over there. Continue to read. Jeannie is angry about the party's divorce and she is revengeful. I can see that. That's hurtful. That's hurtful. You know what I mean? That's really hurtful when you think you're going to be married to somebody forever. And then they go and they're able to, they're able to go and they're able to just leave you. And there's nothing you can do. He's got the money to file divorce. He don't want to be with you. He was out. It was no talking about it. It was no question. He was done with her. And she was sitting there praying with his book, like, please bless daddy's book. And she wasn't ready to leave, you guys. She wasn't ready to leave. And that's hurtful to anybody. In addition to the mere presence of Jeannie inside Jesus' home and personal space, after the highly contested nature of the divorce case would absolutely destroy Jesus' peace and tranquility, as well as invade his privacy. Now, Jeannie, from the real, fired back at young Jeezy, claiming that he doesn't feel safe in his home. She said her lawyers notified Jeezy she would be coming to the house December 9th, 2024. She claimed Jeezy said he had no objections to her coming to pick up her items that were packed in his garage. Jeannie said her lawyers asked for confirmation that Jeezy was going to allow Jeannie inside the home. Okay. Jeannie's lawyers said that their client had no intention of invading Jeezy's privacy or placing any record devices in the home, that she simply wanted to make sure she didn't leave anything behind. Jeannie said that she arrived on December 9th with her movers at Jeezy's home. So she had to move out. She had to move back into where she was going to go with her baby. You know what I mean? And that's super sad. You can even tell he was over it. When you guys look at this picture, when you guys look at this, his face, look at his face. She's smiling, and you could tell he's not. He looks ready to go, okay? The house manager continued to refuse to let Jeannie and her movers allow access into the garage. So Jeezy has a house manager. He has the money for that. And the house manager said, you got to be quicker than that. No, ma'am, So, you can't get into this house, baby, no, ma'am. And so, and refused to let Jeannie and her movers access the garage. The fact the house manager called Jeezy, who again confirmed that Jeannie and her movers were not allowed access to the items, which I think is wrong. I think that he should have put her stuff, everything that was hers, the house manager should have organized for it to be kind of in the driveway when the movers came. Push all this stuff out so it's no discrepancy. You're not inside the home in the garage seeing who's coming in and out. It's all out. Okay, she's here. Okay, we got our movers, our house manager set up. Y'all push everything to where she can get it from the curb. That's how it should have been handled. Disregard the court order, and it says, in the fact that the house manager called Jeezy, who again confirmed that Jeannie and her movers were not to access her items, disregarding the court order entirely. At this time, Jeannie called the Atlanta Police Department. She called the police. She called the police to get her stuff. And said who came to the property to gather a report on Jeannie's denial of access. Jeannie is always the consummate professional, the lawyer wrote. The police were not called to make a scene, but to report that the court order was being violated. That makes sense. Now, I used to watch The Real, but I also used to watch The View. And Sunny Hostin is the lawyer. And she and Ebony K. Williams used to always say, there's divorce battles, and those are dirty. No dirtier battle than child support. So this has got child support and divorce wrapped up in one. She's trying to get her stuff. She's got to call every single move. So I'm kind of not mad at Jeannie. I know it looks better calling the police on a black man. He wasn't there. And she had to call the police to get her stuff. And so it could be court order documented like, hey, I tried to come this day, this time, I was denied access. So that's what I'm saying. Blogs can make things look kind of bigger than they are. Like she called the cops on him, y'all. That's not good. But no, she called the police because she kind of had to for the documents. So when the police officers informed the house manager that it was a court order was in fact being violated, the house manager then had to shift into gears and create a new barrier to entry. Next, the house manager, at the direction of Jeezy, refused to allow anyone on the behalf of Jeannie to enter the home unless they signed an NDA. To note, there is nothing in the court order that states the language regarding non-disclosure agreements. So the house manager was not playing. She was on her Zoom at 10, period. The house manager was like, look, okay, all you could do is make sure that the stuff is together, okay? She was like, look, what you got to do is you got to sign this. You got to sign these papers, baby. You know, sign them papers. Okay? Yeah, Jeannie had to run and find out because his house manager was on ding, okay? And so they was like, you got to sign an NDA. Again, not in the court order that she would have to sign an NDA to get into the house, but you see what everybody was doing. Jeannie said that when she was allowed in the garage, she saw that her boxes had been damaged Ooh, I think then the report said that they had gotten wet. So the box is damaged. She said that Jeezy's lawyer previously praised the rapper in court for the condition where he maintained her belongings. So Jeezy's lawyer had told Jeannie, like, the stuff is pristine, your stuff is good and ready to go. You'll be able to get it. Her stuff was not pristine. Now, this is somebody that works in fashion, okay? Remember, she used to be on like one of those fashion networks teaching people and helping people dress. So as a stylist, this is somebody that has pieces, designer pieces, thousands of dollars worth of pieces. This is not somebody that has a closet full of Fashion Nova, okay? A closet full of Shein. She's got Gucci, Louis, Prada, and if it's destroyed, I hope she had insurance because that's a couple bands. So she said, um, Jeannie said her items, which carried immeasurable personal value, were left in disarray. The boxes were wet, with water having soaked through the boxes, damaging personal items. There were mouse traps set in the garage, presumably set for mice, which had eaten through some of the boxes. Jeannie's lawyers wrote many of Jeannie's awards were broken and scratched. Oh no, because you guys remember she has Emmys. So Emmys are expensive. Emmys are serious. Her stuff was messed up in there. Emmys were scratched, or allegedly, but it just says her awards were broken and scratched. If my Emmy award was broke, comatose. I would be so, because how do you get that back from the Academy? That was ages ago. Jeannie Mai said that young Jeezy had caused her to incur significant legal bills due to his refusal to abide by any court order. Jeannie denied she was angry and revengeful following the split. Her lawyer wrote, the only part that seems to be angry and vengeful is Jeezy. A judge has yet to rule on the back and forth. As In Touch previously reported that back in September 2024, she filed a petition accusing Young Jeezy of contempt. Jeannie accused Young Jeezy of failing to comply with certain terms of their divorce settlement, specifically claimed that he owed her money for daycare and rent expenses. Young Jeezy denied these allegations, saying that it was disheartening that his ex would make such a blatant misrepresentation in court. He claimed Jeannie had filed to provide proper receipts for expenses. Okay. So she allegedly zhuzhed up the receipts, according to him. She was saying that she made stuff look more expensive than it was. And I'm like, wow, these two are going at it. They are going at it boots. And it's one of those things where, it's divorce gets ugly. And you start out super in love with each other, but you want to have your paperwork together beforehand. You want to be able to say, hey, I was in love with you and we were able to have a life together that got us to where we needed to go. And that life is going to allow us to be able to take it to new heights. But baby, it looks like, she was definitely shaded, in her stuff trying to get back with him. So, that's a mess. She's trying to get her stuff back. That's the fool. So, right now I'm going back in and I'm logging in so I could look at the rest of the news articles because y'all told me y'all had a lot of stuff y'all wanted me to talk about. And we're going to get to all of it. Okay. So I'm in, it looks like Kita is on the Zoom at 10. This rant. It looks like she already talked. Yep. Okay, so something else about the Ace Metaphor situation. He's spilling tea, and I'm about to give y'all some tea from his close friends. Ooh. So this is tea from his close friends. So this is Ace Metaphor's close friends going back to that Keita Rose situation. He's spilling tea. The internet should be wild sometimes. People believe anything. The messier, the better. But truthfully, I've benefited from that at times. He's benefited from the messiness. At least he's admitting that. So I guess I can't be that mad, I guess. But I'm good though, y'all. This come with this ish. I'm just handling things through the proper channels. So that's why you haven't seen a response. Trust and counsel. I got effing discipline. So I'm like, that's T. He plans on probably going through the proper channels as far as like legally legally getting everything together. And that's scary for the people that got that going on, baby. Okay. Um, yeah, that's a scary sight. They're gonna have to battle that out in court. And and it's one of those things where when you're first working with somebody, you never know how big you're gonna be. So you say, we started here and we started at the Fox 2 and we started on this small platform at this small place, and then you blow up and they owe you money. So you have to make sure that when you're doing business with somebody, take the feelings out. Don't be having no feelings and no business. Don't be going in there and saying, oh, you're my friend and I'm down for you and we're going to build this together. BS, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, we're not doing that. Okay. Once this is business, we got money involved, then we're no longer friends. I'm going to go into that boardroom like we are not cool. We're not cool at all. Hey, I'm so sorry. No, you cannot use my merch to do nothing. Hey, I'm so sorry. This cannot be covered. I'm going to be hard on you. And I need y'all to know through my entire career, I'm always going to move like that. They're going to be like, she is kind of a hard, yeah. Okay. The real Nicki Minaj of it all. You got to go in there and be like, no, you can't be like, that's my friend, F it. And Keita Rose was like, oh, F it. F it, I'm just going to let them do whatever with my merch. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So there's a lot, there's a lot going on. Okay, so I'm seeing right here, it says something about 8 hours ago, all the presidential stuff. We're going to touch on it and then we're going to go because it's dark, It says the administration directs the CDC and the FDA to halt all public health updates until further notice. Now that's very interesting because what does that mean for us? What the heck does that mean for us? So the neighborhood talks got it. It's extremely dark. So let's read what they said. She said in the first couple hours, he revoked the people at the border. And okay, so let's see what it says. Oh, according to CNN. So let's really read this. According to CNN, the administration has directed the federal health agencies to pause external communications, such as regular scientific reports, updates to websites, and health advisories. People within the agencies claim that the direction came without warning and they had no time to prepare for the halting. Didn't see that coming either. All the stuff at the border, we kind of saw coming. All the stuff with the LGBTQIA community, saw that coming. Did I see the stuff coming with him making it so you're able kind of to discriminate down to the job? You can discriminate against race and gender and stuff. I saw that coming because remember Walmart and Meta, they changed their discrimination clauses. So once they did that, I was like, I'm sure he's going to uphold that once we get in. So they had no time for the halting. In the memo to the agencies, Acting Health Secretary Dr. Dorothy Fink provided additional details for the directive. The memo states that the CDC and the FDA employees must have everything viewed by a presidential appointee before releasing it to the public. So that gets sticky because they can kind of lie. They don't have to tell the truth now. So say there's another schlamdemia. There's another schlamdemic, right? And everything's going down. The FDA and the CDC is releasing certain things directly to the public. Now they can't do that. They got to go through an administrative person for the president, and they could just say whatever. I think that means IA. I think it means intersexual and asex. Yep, intersexual and asexual, which are genders and stuff like that. So, and when you're intersex, I forgot what that means. When you're asexual, you are not attracted to anybody in that way. You are like or is that you're attracted to everybody? Something like that. Like one means you're attracted to everything, turn you on, nothing turn you on. Okay, so let's continue to read. The memo to the agencies of the Acting Health Secretary Dorothy Fink provided the details. Everything must be viewed by a presidential appointee before releasing it to the public. This includes regulations, guidances, notices, social media, website, and press releases. They can't drop nothing without it being checked first. So that's kind of a totalitarian, a total government takeover. That's what it really is. Totalitarian government, totalitarian. A totalitarian government, which means they ain't got to tell you nothing. It's almost a sprinkle of a dictatorship where we ain't got to do nothing. If it goes through the government, we say it first and we can say whatever. Who gonna check me, boo? That's what it very much gives. They were also instructed not to participate in any public speaking engagements without approval and to coordinate with the presidential employees without before discussing an official correspondence to the members of Congress or government. This is expected to go in effect February 1st. So we got a few days. So if anything happens, I'm talking about another slamdemia, they can't say nothing. They can't do no press releases, no social media, no nothing. And if it's real bad, they actually can't even run to they can't run to the internet because that's social media, and they can't run to a press conference. They just go on press conference and Dr. Fauci or whoever to be able to say whatever they want to say. Not now, baby. Now you got to go through a government appointee. They are not playing. It says CNN spoke with multiple sources within the agency, and a lot of people are reportedly fearful of their jobs, especially down to the CDC and the FDA. Those are jobs that people can have for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? You're down there to the science and you became a biologist or a botanist or whatever to see why there's listeria in the pancakes, or why there's E. coli in the chicken nuggets. Now they don't got to release none of that information. So we could just be having a recall, I think, and nobody would know. That's very, very, very dangerous. That's very dangerous. And it's kind of scary. Okay. And that civil rights order that he just revoked, let's read it. The executive order, let's read it. He just revoked that. And that's the one when he said the race and discrimination. Let's read the executive order. It says, Executive Order 11246. On September 24th, 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson issued Executive Order 11246, prohibiting employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, and national origin by those organizations receiving federal contracts and subcontracts. In 1967, President Johnson amended the order to include male or female is what I'm going to call them. I'm not going to say the word male or female on the list of attributes. An executive order, so you can't discriminate if they're male or female. If you to work anywhere or be anywhere is what they're saying. The executive order also requires federal contractors to take affirmative action to promote the full realization of equal opportunity for women and minorities. The Office of Federal Contract Compliance, the OFCCP, so the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs under the Department of Labor monitors this requirement for all federal contractors, including all UC campuses, and has developed regulations for which all these contractors adhere. So down to the job, they can let you go for race. They can let you go for anything now, and they don't got to tell you. Before, they couldn't let you go for that, or you would be able to sue. Now, I don't think you'll be able to sue. I don't think you'll be able to sue now. And so it says, deep into this, the order specifically targets hiring practices at the Federal Aviation Administration. Interesting. Very interesting. It says ending special programs that help the disabled get jobs. The president claimed such programs prioritize diversity over safety and excellence. Ooh. Critics say that the move could harm efforts to create fair opportunities for all, and the new president argues about protecting equal rights for everyone. So yeah, I made this comment before on one of my videos. Sometimes when I go to the grocery store, down to the Kroger's or whatever, it will be someone with Down syndrome. It will be somebody disabled, you know what I mean? And they will be bagging groceries and or with any form of autism. And I love to speak to those people, and I make sure I say their name and their name tag. And I'm super sweet about it. Hey, Jerry, how are you today? Thank you so much, Jerry, for bagging my stuff. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? My name is Krissy. You have the best day. Like, I'm super, super, super nice because I don't play that. I don't play no bullying, and I don't play no discrimination against the disabled. Now, they don't have to hire those people. It's going to have to take the heads of the companies to say, like, hey, we're still holding up our practices and we're still going to hire those people. We're going to literally go in to our own systems and make sure we secure something for those people, because now they don't have to. And when you don't have to do those kind of practices, that saves you money on what? Insurance. You don't got to cover those people. If you don't got to cover the disabled's medical bills, which generally, may be higher than someone who is, what is the proper word? Able-bodied in a sense. I don't want to be ableist. I'm trying to say the proper words here. So, they're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to hire them. I'm going to hire you. You don't got to be covered as much. You're not going to need a doctor's visit or whatever. So, discriminated against those people. That's deep, which is really deep because I always kind of figured that his son Baron allegedly, I always thought that he was on the spectrum. And shout out to Baron. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious. I always thought that he was going to maybe come out and support those people. Maybe be like, hey, son's on the spectrum, maybe allegedly. I kind of want to put something into place where those people are protected. And he did the exact opposite. Yes, Cora Lee said they're considered a liability. So yeah, they're considered a liability. So it's bad. It's bad. We got 4 years of this. It's going to get very, very serious, very, very deep. And, we're even looking at this right here. It's one of those things where now, they're talking about, because he's aligned with Elon Musk, it's going to be a lot of jobs, robotic jobs. And so they got this article right here, Neighborhood Talk. It says a local TV meteorologist delivered a tearful farewell as stations replaced staff with the Weather Channel feed. Wow. So it says in Terre Haute, Indiana, fought back tears during their final broadcast as they announced the end of their roles due to sweeping layoffs across the news industry. Now, I am a news anchor. Shouts to Central State University, where I graduated and got my degree in bachelor in broadcast media, journalism and radio. Excuse me. A lot of people like this were bigger on social media. Those jobs, because I used to work at WHO at Fox, I used to be a board operator at the radio. They paid nothing. I'm telling you right now, it was one of those situations where I got paid $10 an hour and I was on there all night. And so you can't uphold a job like that in this economy. My rent is almost $2,000, $10 an hour, and then groceries at $300. I was not going to be eating. I was not going to be drinking no water, okay? It definitely wasn't going to be given spring. And so this is sad. And they said they fought back tears as they announced the end of their roles due to sweeping layoffs across the industry. Longtime news anchor Patrice Dayton, nearly 37 years at the station, and chief meteorologist Keith Oport with 40 years of service, informed viewers that the positions are being eliminated as part of nationwide budget cuts. You're going to see more of that. They're going to be able to cut costs if they're creating the robots and then they're making the robots work. America was built off of slavery, okay? What I need y'all to understand is something is always going to revert back to what it was built from. And if it's built from a certain thing, it can only survive off that. It's not going to be able to survive off of everybody being rich and entrepreneurs and thriving. It's going to have to survive off cheap labor, free labor. And this is what they're going to be giving people. We're going to have to get the jobs we can take because our jobs that we had for years. And you know what's sad about this time in our lives? I just knew when I got older, I was going to be a news anchor, and I was going to be like the news anchors in the 90s. Because these people, at the end of the day, I'm 34 years old. These people, 40 years of service, 37 years of service, they're old enough to retire. If they did 40 years of service and he started when he was 30, he's 70 years old and he could sit it out. He could be like, you know what? Okay, I'm about to just dip into my 401k, dip into my retirement. I save. Let me go kick it with the grandkids. I ain't even got no husband, no kids yet. I'm trying to do my thug thizzle and blow up my platform. And the platforms are getting swept away. Like, this is scary. The television business is changing everywhere, Dayton solemnly said, explaining the difficult decision by their parent company, Allen Media Group, to restructure. The layoffs will impact meteorologists and nearly 24 stations across the country. That is a big deal. Huge deal. Huge deal. Dayton remained composed until the emotional end of the broadcast when she grabs Obert's hand for support. For the final time, good night and sleep well. As the screen faded. Wow, that's so sad. The cuts reportedly affecting at least 50 to 100 meteorologists. Oh my goodness. We need our meteorologists, you guys. Shout out to Jamie Simpson, the meteorologist at Dayton. That was mine growing up. Loved him, looked up to these people. Being a meteorologist, you guys, oh my God, back in the day, that was one of the most honorable jobs. It was like you went to school and you really, really, really studied weather patterns. And that was not a play job. Meteorologist was a very serious job. So for 50 to 100 of them to lose their jobs, what are they going to do? That's a very specific niche. What are they going to be a painter? That's really tough. And it says, are part of the shift to centralize weather coverage from the new national hub in Atlanta, led by the Weather Channel veteran Carl Parker. So let me read that again so I can fully grasp it. The cuts reportedly affect at least 50 to 100 meteorologists and are part of a shift to centralize weather coverage from a national hub in Atlanta, led by Weather Channel veteran Carl Parker. Locally produced forecasts will be replaced with pre-recorded segments from Atlanta, with severe weather updates coming from the same hub. How are they going to keep up? How are they going to keep up? I could be having like what Lil Kim say, I could be having a monsoon in my city in Atlanta reporting about the tornado somewhere else. This is a very, very, very specific niche. You know, it's almost down to your city. I'm from a city where it could be raining across the street. And I've seen it. I've stood outside on my porch and it was snowing and raining across the street. That's how different weather patterns can get, specifically, you know, in each city. So for them to kind of shut that down, that could get very, very scary for people. It's a scary time. And I'm going to read the end of this and then we're going to go because we're reaching an hour. The layoffs follow Allen Media's acquisition of the Weather Channel in 2018. Despite CEO's Byron Allen's ventures to include failed bids for the Denver Broncos and the Paramount Global, this decision has left many loyal local broadcasters in the communities devastated. Devastated. People are older. And all they do is watch the news. And they got this one Atlanta hub telling them whatever. They're not going to know what to do with that. So this is some scary stuff, you guys. And we're going to have to all come together and just hold hands and cry because there's nothing we could do. He's already voted in. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all. You know, and it would have to be, you know, they've got the Senator John Featherman wearing shorts down to the inauguration. Like none of this is serious is what I'm saying. There are serious repercussions for what's going on, but I think something is going to do something and the government wants a confidential tea. It seems like they're putting it all out there now, which is scary and which is real. We're going to all have to come together. We're going to all have to kumbaya. All we're going to have is each other. We're going to have to provide each other jobs. Do you guys know with my page getting shut down, with me getting hacked on Facebook, I've got to get a job. I've got to start working for my friend Bree. Now, thank God I went to college and I have networking, and I'm not ashamed. I will go get a regular job down to the wherever. But it's one of those things where, you know, we have got to protect each other and see what we could do, see what we could build, because everybody doesn't have $1 million. Everybody doesn't have job security. And it's a time we're going to have to all stick together. So, guys, thank you for coming to my live. Yes, my Facebook got hacked. If you guys know anybody that has a way to talk to Meta to get into my Facebook, please do. You know, I sent my ID today. I sent my face, and I'm trying to get my page back. I'm trying to get them to contact me. I spoke to my agent. Shout out to Gigi Harville. She's going to try to get me in, and we're just trying to do what we can. But, you know, it's one of those things where they hacked me because I thought it was a brand deal. I wish I never did it. And, you know, it changed my life because of it. But we're on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube Live. Follow me on all the lives because we're on there. We're going to be on TikTok Live. We're going to be, you know, once I get my Facebook back up, we're going to be on Facebook Live. And we're going to be doing it, tuning it. We're going to be doing it, tuning it. And somebody said, Jezebel said, I'm broke. All I do is pay bills. I don't even want to work. Like, dang. And that's so real. That's so real for what we got going on. You know, it's a scary time. I know someone that works for Meta. I would definitely ask him. Marquita Jackson, please write me down. Write me down to the Instagram. Everybody, hey, Krissy, DM me. Write on one of my pictures. Write me on TikTok. You know somebody that works for Meta, please have him hack into my stuff, log into my stuff, and get this back for me because you guys, that was on my money. That's where I made $10,000 a month, 11, 15, and I didn't save any of it. I didn't save not a dime of it. I never thought that it would be over, and my world came crashing down, and now I don't have a lot to show for it. So I'm going to have to make that up. I'm going to have to make it work, but God's going to have me. God's going to make it work, and we're going to be able to do this together. And you guys, just, you know, if you know anybody at Meta, please let them know. Please call them for me. Say, Krissy needs her page back. I need everybody on it. And if you can fix it, it'll change my life. And we're going to be back jumping. We're going to be back jumping. You guys be calling me Wendy Williams. And my prayer is for that. I pray that I get a talk show where they give me $40 million. And I'm going to save my $40 million and we're going to eat forever. Okay. We're really going to be okay with that 40 mil. Okay. Like Don Lemon. So just pray for me. You know what I mean? How could you not save with money like that? I spent it all on my family, and I spent it all on my family. I spent it all on people I cared about. I spent it all on rebuilding. I spent it all on my apartment. I spent it all. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's sick. You know what I mean? I invested into people that I thought was going to be able to recuperate. They haven't been able to recuperate enough time to take care of me. And y'all watching me lose it all and try to regain it all. So stay with me. It's like I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry because I've been crying for the past like weeks, y'all. Like lesson learned, but it's really changed my life, and it's made me be like, I have to cherish. Millions are coming, merch is coming, streams coming soon. Thank you, my best friend, pure perfection underscore said, like, we're really going to, and it's like TikTok in the 79 days, like, what's going on? Will y'all really just pray for me? You feel me? Like, I need everybody's prayers. I don't want to cry. It's one of those things where like, I feel like I lost everything, y'all. But I'm going to come on here and I'm going to work and I'm going to give y'all everything I got. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to take my life. I'm going to do everything I can to rebuild everything I built. And I really want it back. But I know that God is just trying to redirect me and make it so maybe I go into Twitch and I get money like Kai Sanat. Or maybe I go into YouTube and make money like Funky Not Even Lovely T. But it's one of those things where like I feel like my life changed in a day. It just all fell down in a day. And it's like my car's in the shop now. Today I tried to go to my first day of work. My car got in the shop and it literally like I saw my world come crashing down in a day. It's like I'm watching my people in the fires and I'm watching them lose everything. And I'm sitting back there with them and I'm like, I know what it feels to lose everything you built. I had 313,000 people on my business page. Can't even get into my other page right now. I locked myself out. Trying to didn't do your two-step authenticators. Like do them. Because you'll be able to retrieve your stuff. And I didn't do it in enough time. When shout out to Mark, my neighbor Mark. And he came in and he put my whole thing together. Scoots Bronson, follow him, follow Scoots Bronson. And he put my whole thing together today for Twitch. And it's like, I got like people around me that are helping me and trying to take me like to the next level. But it's like, why is everything crashing down and I'm working to build it up? Like at the same time, I'm sorry, I'm crying on live because I'm supposed to come here and I'm supposed to give y'all all I got. I'm supposed to give y'all my most positive energy. But this is like one of those things where it's like, I've been crying for days. It's just been crying for days. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to act like that or whatever, but I just pray that this works out. I'm glad I have a degree. Shout out to Breon. Said she's the only reason why I got a job. Like, I came to work for her today. She said, I love you so much. You got this minor setback. Like, I literally tried to go to my first day of work and my car wasn't working. Like, thank God I have my dad. Like, if I didn't have my dad, I don't know what I would do. It's like, thank you, Dad. Thank you, Pop. And he just always saves my life. And it's like, my dad, now we're getting into my real business. Like, my dad, he saves my whole family. He saves my whole family. So I be feeling like I have to make it. Everything can't be on my dad. You know what I mean? Like if something breaks down and it's $100,000 in anybody in our family's house, that has to come out of my dad's pocket. He has to save everybody. He's the only one that's touched anything close to $1 million. So it's like if something break down in my granny house, RP my granny, my dad's got to come out of pocket 60 bands, whatever. Don't nobody else got it. My aunt's a whole doctor. You know what I mean? It is coming out of my dad's pocket. So it's like I have to make it. I have to make it for my family. You know, my dad is about to be 60. I'm sorry. I can't have everything falling on my old man. Like that's not fair. You know what I mean? Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry I was crying. I just want to be successful. I just want to make my millions so I can help my family, save my family, and make sure just everybody's okay, like in my life. And I just want them to all be okay. I gave away so I hope that God sees that I'm a giver and I just wasn't, you know what I mean? Because I've taken a lot in my life too. I'm not about to sit here and act perfect. I've taken a lot to get, beg, borrow, steal to get where I had to go too. Even though I got my education, I did what I had to do. You feel me? I'm past that. God saved me. I'm never going to jail, never will. But it's still one of those things where, you know what I mean? I'm rebuilding and I'm not scamming. I'm not stealing from nobody. I'm not got no tricks and getting nothing from no dudes. Like, it's not giving none of that. You know what I mean? It's really giving my hard work, dedication, my blood, sweat, tears every single day. So just thank y'all for coming to my live. I didn't mean to cry. I didn't cry on my first Twitch live. The TikTok, y'all know me. Y'all know me. That's why y'all kind of like, oh my God, are you okay? Because you actually know me and love me. If Facebook was here, they'd be like calling the APB out on me too. If you do want to help me, send in my Cash App. Okay? My Cash App is Everybody Hate Krissy. You want to help me with anything? Send in my Cash App because your girl has got to pay her rent. It's cash sign Everybody Hate Krissy. And I hate to be begging, but you know, my cash thing is going to be scrolling on my Twitch anyway. So y'all going to see it. It's going on my YouTube, turn on my Twitch, you're going to see it. So thank y'all for coming to my thing. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I got hacked and it was a whole story, but we wrapping up this live. Ain't gonna be no more crying on no more lives. We ain't gonna be doing this every single week. My real emotion just came out and it just all became too much. You know what I mean? All became too much. But you guys just pray for me. And I'm gonna pray for you. And I'm gonna be strong and I'm gonna come to y'all with the news. Y'all make sure y'all continue to write me on my page. Y'all continue to write me on my page. And y'all, you know, that's my Cash App. Y'all continue to write me in my DMs and y'all say the news that y'all need me to tell. I'm still gonna be doing research. I'm still gonna be doing my job. I ain't paid Sally. Sally Mae don't got me on hold 70 bands for nothing. I'm still gonna be a journalist. I'm still gonna do my job. Okay. I'm still gonna be here for the people. Okay. So yeah, the backdrop is shaking. Yes, my backdrop looks cuter on something on what is this, Twitch? And then it looked deep here. Yes, Uptown Barber. So everybody follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. It's all Everybody Hate Krissy. Please follow me on Twitch. If you have a Twitch account, if you know somebody that has a Twitch, I just see Uptown Barb just followed me. Y'all follow me. Follow me. Is something going on in my chat over here? Oh my God, there's stuff going on in my chat. You guys are writing me in my chat. Yes. You guys are writing me in my chat on Twitch. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Everybody's writing me down there. Y'all, we're going to be all right. You feel me? What did he say? If God got us, then we going to be all right. Okay, sorry. I had to put the little piece there. But yes, if God got us, then say, Christian girls, don't be sorry. You got it, Queen. I got you. Yes, keeps 49. They laughing at me. It's cool. I probably was funny before I started crying, child. I was funny before 9 o'clock. But yeah, they saying what's my Twitch? And this is my Twitch is Everybody Hate Krissy. Everybody Hate Krissy on everything. Follow me on YouTube. Everybody Hate Krissy. Queen Dora is now following me. Yes. So follow me on YouTube. And now my YouTube, I have 1 million views on there, but you got to have like 3-something million to be monetized. So y'all follow me on there. My watch time got to be longer. Yes, y'all all follow me on YouTube. Yes. That just made my day. You guys are following me. You guys are following me. I can see it. Yes, everybody follow me on YouTube. Spam me on that YouTube. I'm talking about everybody. Yes, thank you, Michelle Realtor. I just followed you. Y'all go follow me on everything, and I'll be back crying a different day. Or I won't be crying. I'll be just talking. I'll just be talking. I won't be crying, y'all. Well, I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to post my lives to everywhere, and y'all going to catch me soon. We're going to be back. Yes, I'll be back. I'm just going to YouTube. Yes, I'm about to get off the live. And we're going to be back. I'm going to make sure I do my lives way more often because this is probably going to be therapeutic for me. I'm going to need to talk to y'all. But like I told y'all got to send me the stories so I can have it prepped up. This tonight's conversation was just such big tea in my city. I was able to just cover it because it was just big. It was just big news already there. Or whatever. So y'all just keep it popping, and we gonna keep it. Thank you so much, Auntie Coco. We gonna keep it popping, and we gonna continue to do this. I love y'all, and Thank you. I'm shaking right now. Yes, I'm sorry. Chaotic Sean. Thank you. I'm shaking right now. Girl, sir, I'm shaking. What's the YouTube name? My YouTube name, Everybody Hate Krissy. Y'all know I'm Everybody Hate Krissy on everything. Oh, Booze Boss too. You guys are following me. Thank you guys so much. Ghetto down to the nose. Ain't that ghetto? No, that's ghetto. Yeah, they didn't take my money, but my money, I didn't see it post today. So I hope I get paid. They weren't able to reroute. I can't even go in and see nothing going on now because I done locked myself out of my personal page. But they said that they might be able to pay me on the 25th. That'll be my last check. That's like 900 something, like 5,000. You feel me? Like that's the last 5,000 I got. My rent is 18. So I'm gonna have to make that stretch. I'm gonna have to make that work. I'm gonna have to rebuild from the ground up with that. Like save every single dollar, penny, everything. Like, oh my God, somebody just sent me $5. You guys, thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know when to start crying again. Cause y'all don't understand. Like this has been like the worst days of my life. This is not a drill, y'all. They really robbed me. And I'm telling y'all, when y'all go in y'all emails, do not. God got you blessed, honey, but thank you. Whoever you don't deserve me sent me 5, a payment from T Holt 1. Like, girl, bye. T Holt, God bless you. Yes, we're not worried about your credit. I've never had a credit card. You feel me? I went down to the Huntington Bank and got my first one. The only credit card I ever had, and it messed me up was Nordstrom, and I got that to fix my credit. It took me from a 690 something to like a 630 something. And it's like I don't know what to do with credit. I've been trying to get it fixed. My student loans are on there. And I got a chime card. I tried to get a chime card or whatever. And it's like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to do my best that I can, but I'm going to be able. Something hit my credit, a medical bill. I got deliverance, y'all. Let me tell you my deliverance story and then I'm going to go. I promise y'all I'm going to go after this. So I got deliverance. Do y'all know what deliverance is? Deliverance is when you're in church and somebody prays a deliverance prayer over you and it kind of gets the demons out of you. Now, mind you, never thought I had any demons. Never thought I had anybody's demons, right? Y'all about to get this story. You're going to gag at the story. So never in my life did I ever have no demons. I've never been that kind of person to get bad energy, weird energy, none of that. So when I got the deliverance prayer, I was just like, this is going to be so good. Oh, I got a hat. Thank you. It's given like you know what I mean? I was going to be just like feeling better after this, closer to God, because I love God. And no, they did. It hit my credit and I didn't even know it was going to. So y'all, I got this deliverance prayer and it broke me down and they prophesized over me. And I went back to my best friend's house, right? Y'all about to get into the story. So I went back to my best friend's house after, and it was her mom that gave me the deliverance prayer. Now, this is a Puerto Rican pastor who's got Jesus on the main line. She's got Jesus' direct text. Okay. I'm going to get on the 5 a.m. prayer call with her in the morning. So she prayed for me. Cool. We went to eat something. I had bacon on the sandwich. Now I eat pork. Ain't nothing ever been wrong. Okay. And I'm telling them everything I'm going through. So I went back to my best friend's house and I'm feeling sick. It was like the worst stomach flu, nausea, vertigo. It was like the worst feeling rushed over me. You feel like you want to pass out. You feel like, send me to the hospital. Now I can't catch my breath, my whole body. I felt like my whole body was burning. I felt like my whole body was burning. Like it was the worst feeling ever. I stripped myself naked. Now, mind you, I don't flirt with people's husbands. I'm in the house naked. Her husband's there. I walked downstairs in just a blanket and I called the ambulance. And that's why I got this fee. I called the ambulance and I got into the ambulance butt naked. I didn't have no shoes on. And this was February back then, so it was cold. I walked into that ambulance nude. And the man said, he's like, you ain't got no clothes, you got no nothing. I thought that I was going to literally go away. And he said to me, I remember he said this to me. He said, what'd you eat? And I said, I had, a burger or whatever. And he said, pork, swine is unclean. I said, oh my God. I said, all this is biblical. I go to the hospital. Now, when I go to the hospital, it's a man there and he did shrooms and he's losing it in the chair. They had to strap him down, call the police off him and everything. He's threatening people. He's saying that the devil's in him. He's saying all sorts of crazy stuff. And they're strapping him to the chair. And he's trying to rap and do a whole thing. And he's acting so crazy. Now, mind you, I'm laying there laid out. I told y'all I ain't had no clothes on. I'm just wrapped in my blanket. Hospitals are not warm. So I'm freezing in there, but I'm just like, Lord, excuse me, somebody get me a bed. Somebody get me a bed. Somebody get me something. And I'm like, passing out. So eventually they put me on a stretcher thing and they're able to give me like a little juice or something. Now, when they give me the little juice or whatever, swine is okay. No. Not in that instance. It was just giving, it just felt biblical in that moment. Christian on my YouTube. It just felt biblical. And the man is in there. I told you he's going crazy and he's yelling and saying the devil's in him, all that. And it's giving everybody is in around me is in a state of deliverance. Everybody's state of, they finally give me a stretcher because I fully fell off the chair. Ooh, I'm off the chair. I fully fell out. So it's like, she fully fell out. They got to put me on a stretcher. They get me a little bit of juice. They got to get an IV in me because I'm losing fluids and whatever. And they got to, I'm just, but this is a Detroit hospital. This ain't no Ohio, Miami Valley hospital where they're kind of about to kind of hurry up and get you to a room. At least in Ohio, you would be in a room. I was in the hallway with everybody else on a stretcher. Okay? In Detroit. So it's like, baby, when I say it was like I stayed there feeling the worst feeling of my life, her mama called me because I had my phone still. Her mama called me and she said, it's not food poisoning, Krissy. She said, it's deliverance. I forgot to tell you. That's whatever that was trying to attack you is coming up and from around you. It can't attack you no more. Bye. And I'm just like, it was the deliverance that did that to me? Just off of a prayer. That's how powerful spirits are. Spirituality. You feel me? That's what's going on. Clarissa Gilmore said, I need to be a moderator. We're going to talk that stuff. If y'all want me talking that stuff on my live, we can talk that stuff. Because I done been through some stuff spiritually. I done seen spiritual warfare. And this is trying to attack me in a sad way. It's trying to change my energy and make me feel like nothing's going to go right. Like I'm putting me in a space where it making me feel like I'm going to lose everything. I'm not going to lose anything. I'm about to walk into such huge abundance. And I know God just wanted me to get me to this space. Well, your Facebook cut off. So you ain't just going to do TikToks and Facebook today. You going to call Mark and have him put together your stuff along with shout out to my sister's husband, Maximilian Miller. Shout out to Max. Max is on Twitch. Max has a Twitch following where I'm going to get you his Twitch name. And I'm going to tell y'all my next live to follow Max. He put together, he's a follower on my Twitch. If y'all go to my Twitch, follow who's following me on my Twitch because he's the only one following me, I think. And he put together my Twitch and I don't think I would have did that if I didn't think TikTok was going down. I don't think I would have got, because I could have been doing this all last year, but I didn't know the right people to call. I tried to call people that worked in my apartments. They didn't have it together. So it's just like, someone let her be a mod because someone is attacking me in my comments. Who's attacking me in my comments? What they say? I don't. Took your, just like that, God took you from crying to testimony. In the name. I feel you, but the grace of God will. I don't hear nothing but people but saying good stuff. I don't see anybody's attacking me. Yes, somebody, Kim Mystery said, Kim _ mystery, my body feels so much better now that I let the animals go. I might this year go completely vegan. I wonder what that would do for me. You know what I mean? I'm somebody that also has low iron. So that would be like a doozy in my body. You know what I mean? Having no extra iron pills or nothing like that. And the twin _ 1124 said, you get the most opposition when you're closest to your breakthrough. That's got to be it. Somebody said, ooh, they just got me together. Clarissa Gilmore said, you about to win. And then Miss Dallas said, just love said, ultimately, what made you leave TMZ? I didn't leave TMZ. I asked them to invite me back. That's not something I get paid for. So they got to invite me. I did it every month and I pray that they invite me back. I pray that they give me a full-time job talking on TMZ. I hope it's me, Harvey, and the black guy, and we're all splitting the check in there. I hope we're all doing it. Her hair and her nails, she doing it. You know what I mean? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Amen. Okay, y'all. So I've been on this live. We're going to get off this live. Don't stress too much. Let the feelings sit in and know that it will all work out. Angeline said, yes. It's all, let it all work out. Let it all work out. I really think it will. I really think that it's all going to work out because I got you guys. I made me cry again. Y'all know a girl is half of a lash off. Okay, I'm half of a lash off. Can you finish your story? I would like to hear. What story did you not catch, Ann? It's okay. And go to my YouTube because I'm going to repost this live on my YouTube. Y'all all follow me on YouTube. Then you'll be able to rewatch my lives. It'll be given playback game. So don't worry about it. Thank you, Andrea Love from Columbus, Ohio. Don't worry. It'll be given playback game. Y'all will be able to watch me. It may be a little weird because this is me talking directly to YouTube. Hey, YouTube. This is me talking directly to Twitch. Hey, Twitch. This is me talking directly to TikTok. Hey, TikTok. So everybody's getting me at all angles. We're going to get this figured out. We're going to get this thing figured out of where I could be talking to all y'all at the same time, looking directly at y'all. I probably should have put this right here. You know what I mean? I probably should have put this right here. Let me move it. Let me move it. If I move it right now, will I be okay? Okay, so I can just all look at y'all from one angle. I should have been to that. Well, there we go. We just got my setup together. Look at God. Yes, now you see my whole body. Hey, y'all. We could have, now I could have did this from jump. We learning together. We learning together. You know what I mean? For Stephen's Gourmet Kitchen said, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give to you. Amen. Amen. We're going to do great. And now that I just fixed that setup, we're about to do even better. Look how that just fixed. I can sit and talk directly to you, and it's not looking as weird as me looking off to the daggone side. But trial and error, y'all been here with me. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get off this live, and I'm probably going to do a couple more TikToks or something. You know, I'm going to just work all night. And I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. And we're going to be back soon. Love y'all. I really do. Bye, YouTube. We're ending the stream. And then I'm going to say bye, TikTok. See ya.